All right, everybody. We are about a minute away from doing the class. Let me know that you can all hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Yep, and you see me? Okay, you see my kitchen? My very green kitchen. Who's been in this kitchen before? A couple of you guys have. Look, I'm like grabbing water. Um, oh, wait, I know I'm giving everybody another minute to get back. You don't look at the alcohol in the refrigerator. Kidding. All right. I have another camera, but I don't think I need it for this class. I have another camera, if you guys know, up in the top corner. But for this week, I can use this the entire time. All right. So, hey, we're gonna get started. Can you guys all hear me? Give me a little thumbs up. I can still see most of you guys. As long as you guys can see me, I think that's probably the most important piece. We're doing a really quick, I'd say 45-minute mat class, around there. Pilates mat class. But before we do that, we need to talk a little bit about the 5 alignment essentials. So I want you all to do this with me. This is what makes to me it's what makes Pilates Pilates. It makes all the exercises so much more effective. And when I was talking about those 5 alignment essentials, this is what we want to be doing with every exercise, throughout the entire workout. All right, so the first thing I'm going to have you do, and I want to make sure everybody give me a thumbs up that you can all hear me, because I have actually taught exercises before where people are like, I can't, and they don't tell me until I get like halfway through the workout. Okay, perfect, so you all hear me. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me for just a moment. And we typically do Pilates, by the way, sideways. So right now, I'll be turning sideways in a few moments, but let me start here with the alignments. So right now, can you guys see the position of my spine? So I am seated right on top of my sit bones. Good? See that? Now, if I lean forward, and you guys can do this with me, if I lean forward and sit in front of my sit bones, can you see how the arch in my back becomes a little bit more pronounced? Yeah, so I'm a little more extended. And if I sit back, now I'm on my sit bones, neutral spine. And then if I sit back behind my sit bones, can you see that I'm going into a flexed spine, more of what I call a C curve? Anybody see that? So we want to make sure that when we go through the 5 alignment essentials, that everyone is sitting right on top of their sit bones. So either with a straight back or a neutral spine. So they won't be here, nor will they be here. We want them right on top of their sit bones. Good? Okay. Now let's start with the first one. The first of your 5 alignments, this is what makes everything more effective, is the scoop. So the scoop involves actually 2 muscles. The goal is to get to the transverse abdominis, which is what your deepest abdominal muscle. We want to get there. That's the goal. That is the main muscle of the scoop. That's on the test. You won't forget it, I promise you, because I'm going to talk about it all day. But to get there, we go through the pelvic floor. You're like, okay, so what's the pelvic floor? So the pelvic floor muscles are the muscles that attach from pubic bone to tailbone, and from sit bone, the bones that you're sitting on, to sit bone. So they go front and back, and they go side to side. Got it? So we start with a pelvic floor engagement. So first, start by squeezing the muscles from pubic bone to tailbone, so front to back. Yes, those are the muscles that stop your flow of urine. And I'm not going to answer questions during this little section, just so you guys know. I'm going to keep going right through this. So squeeze muscles front to back, side to side. Yes, you can squeeze sit bone to sit bone. I know it's a little farther back, and I'm not going to get graphic, but it's a little closer to your tailbone. Yes, so you're squeezing front to back and side to side. And that's a Kegel. If you're doing that really hard, what do you feel start to happen in your abdominals? They actually start to pull back at the same time, correct? So you're lifting the pelvic floor to start first, then you start to feel these muscles turn on, and then at the same time, you actively draw your navel into your spine. So I want you to, even from the side, take a look. You probably can see this because of the wall. So I'm lifting my pelvic floor, lift, 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 lift. I'm not squeezing anything but my pelvic floor muscles. No glutes, my abdominals, they will come along for the ride. Then, as I'm lifting my pelvic floor, squeezing front to back, side to side, then at the same time, I draw my navel into the spine. Notice that my back didn't move at all. That's the scoop. Now everybody relax their scoop. You're like, who's like belly just completely let you like everything go. Right. Think about what happens when you engage the scoop muscles, the pelvic floor and the transverse, your lower back does what? It starts to lengthen out. Right. So there shouldn't be a lot of movement there. We should just feel the body getting taller and longer. Now, the next one is the rib cage position. So we talked about the scoop, what the abdominals are doing, what the pelvic floor is doing. Now the rib cage. So you put your fingers on your rib cage and you let them connect right underneath your xiphoid process. Good. Take a deep breath and let your ribs go sideways. Yep, so you felt that whole space open up. See, these little points of your ribs are open. Now, as you exhale, close your rib cage so you feel your fingers coming back together, but at the same time, squeeze your rib cage down into your hips. So it's here and it's here. Who's like, okay, that feels good. Do you feel how your obliques are actively engaging? They're isometrically engaging. They are. Your obliques are pulling your rib cage down. So now you've got the ribs down. Ready? Now here we go. Relax everything. We're going to go back from the start. So lift your pelvic floor first and draw your navel into scoop. And then at the same time, squeeze your ribs together and down into your hips. Not only the front, but also in the back. Ooh, anybody feel that? Who lost their scoop? So you're pulling this down, but you're also lifting this up at the same time. Who's miserable and can't breathe? Okay, let yourself go. Next, shoulder position. So many people are like this all day long, right? We know we don't want them. We want their shoulders we want them to look relaxed. So now, lift your shoulders up into your ears, everybody. Big shrug. Good. Now, let gravity just pull your shoulders down. You see that? Now, actively use your lats and your middle trapezius, watch my shoulders, to pull your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze your underarms down into your hips, down into your rib cage. Anchor your shoulder blades into your rib cage and your rib cage into your hips. So this is up, this is gravity, and this is me isometrically engaging my lats and my trapezius, middle trapezius, lower trapezius. So your shoulder, you're doing the opposite of a shrug. So let's go back to the beginning again. You ready? So let's start with that scoop. So the scoop is two muscles. First, lift the pelvic floor, then draw the navel in. Nothing else can move but the muscle. Then at the same time, squeeze your ribs together and down into your hips. Keep lifting your pelvic floor though. I know what happens, you want to bear down. So you've got to lift up again. So this comes down, this comes up. And then at the same time, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Opposite of a shrug. Who forgot to scoop at some point? Keep lifting up your... I know if I don't say it, we all forget it. Who's like, I feel a little more braced. It is your brace. All right, now wait, there's more. So now, the chin tuck. So the chin tuck is your chin coming down, but it's also, take a look, it's also your head almost moving back. Take a look. So it's not just this, it's this. Like there's a string or like someone's grabbing onto my bun and pulling it up to the ceiling. So it's lengthening of the back of the neck. When you do a chin tuck and you lengthen the back of your neck, it's almost like you're looking out at somebody from the tops of your eyes. Your neck should get longer. Your shoulders should almost come down at the same time. So instead of just this, it's take a look at my whole body when I do this. You saw me move back just a little, just a drop. So it brought everything in line. So the last, here we go again. That was number 4. Let's go back to the beginning. You're like, uh-oh, here we go. Scoop. Those two things together. Rib cage down and closed. Shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the back of your neck by tucking your chin and pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Who's like, okay, who lost your scoop? I know, we lose the scoop in the middle, don't we? You're doing one other thing. You're like, oh my God, I lost my scoop again. Lift your scoop, lift your pelvic floor, draw your navel in even more. Yep. And then try to relax your fingers. Just like, I can't. The last piece is the breathing. You're like, who can't even breathe? When you're like, I can't breathe during any of those. I know. So the breathing we do, and I'll get into that, the breathing that we do is 3-dimensional. So we want our ribs to go sideways. We still want to keep this closed as much as possible. So it's not this. Take a look. I'm going to angle a little bit. It's not this. And it's not this. It's this the whole time. The abs stay engaged. The rib cage stays closed. And when we breathe so that we're breathing to the bottom back part of our rib cage. So this part of my body should expand. This way. Sideways. Shoulders stay down, abs stay engaged, pelvic floor stays lifted, so you're moving this way. We inhale through the nose, keep the scoop, keep the ribs closed, and then exhale, shh. Engage the abdominals more when we exhale. The exhale, forced exhalation, whether you make it audible or not, that's okay. Either way, that forced exhalation will help us to engage our scoop more. It will give us a greater abdominal engagement. Okay? So the goal, and I know this is really tough because when you engage all those muscles so deeply, so strongly, it's definitely hard to breathe, right? Who's out there? Yet? So what we want is, I say, a low level engagement of all of them. So let's come back to the beginning again. So lift your pelvic floor, draw your navel in. Just lightly. Got it? Now squeeze your ribs together and down. So this is all flatter and flush. Squeeze your shoulders away from your ears and lengthen the back of your neck so you just feel longer and taller. Now when we breathe, you're able to breathe sideways, keep your abdominals engaged, in through the nose, and then out through the mouth so that you engage your abdominals more. Who's like, I feel slightly better about it the second time? Slightly. But it's definitely, as I said before, don't let the developing Pilates breathing hold you back from learning and teaching Pilates, right? So it's just about keeping some muscles engaged as we breathe. It's going to help us to stabilize our spine more. All right? So those are your 5 alignments. We'll come back and revisit those again, but I wanted to make sure you feel pretty good about that. Now, let's get into the warm-up. So we're starting on our back. Now, if anybody has any major spinal dysfunction and you don't know how to modify some of these movements, please send me a message right now and I'll check it out. For the rest of us, you're going to have 2 choices. You can either maintain neutral or an imprinted spine. I am keeping an imprinted spine. If you have no major back issues, you also can keep an imprinted spine, meaning your back is flat. And the scoop and the imprint of the spine are 2 different things, but they are connected, okay? So I'm starting on my back, and we will work on an imprint. Unless you have a major back issue, then just maintain as much neutral as possible and shorten your range of motion. Head is down on the floor. Feet remain on the floor, just to start. So when you finally come down to the ground, you probably have a little bit of space between your back and the floor. You're finding neutral. Got it? You can even put your hand there. All right, find that little space between your back and the floor. Your hand can be there. Now, as you hold that position, are you able to scoop? That means lift your pelvic floor. Are you able to draw your navel in without moving your back? Are you able to close your rib cage? Good. And then if your arms are beside your body, can you get your shoulders away from your ears? So the opposite of a shrug, and then tuck your chin just lightly. All right, so all we're doing for the first exercise is we're moving through an imprint and a release. So right now you're in the release, which is the neutral. I'll move my hand so you can see my back. We start with an inhale scoop. As we exhale, we lower our back to the floor. So the drawing the navel in, the scooping should enhance the imprint. Even though you can do your scoop anywhere. You can do your scoop in neutral, but the scoop should help to flatten your back a little more. Good, so your back is down on the floor, your glutes are relaxed. Inhale, lift up your back to where you think neutral is, maintain your scoop. Exhale, lower your back down to the floor. So your lumbar spine is coming down to the floor, and then as you inhale, that lifts up into what you feel is neutral. Just that very, that position where you feel you're somewhat comfortable in your pelvis. Exhale, lower your back to the floor, imprinting your spine, and then inhale, lift up to where you feel your neutral is. And one more time, exhale, lower your back until your back is down. Now, who is squeezing their butt? Probably me, right? So knees are up at tabletop. Let's try the same thing without squeezing our butt, because that's the big thing about imprint. We don't want to squeeze our butt. So now lift up your back to where you think neutral is. Your ribs are still closed in front. Your shoulders are away from the ears. And my arm is up so you guys can see my back. That's the only reason. Your arm is next to your body. Got it? You're scooped, so inhale first. And exhale, lower your back to the floor without moving your femur. So in other words, you're not doing this. Pull your rib cage down to the floor. Draw your navel into the floor. Flatten your abdominals. Inhale, lift up your lower back to what you think neutral is. Exhale, lower your back down to the floor. Flatten your abdominals. Yes, you're scooping out your abdominals, but you're lifting your pelvic floor at the same time. That's the full scoop. Inhale, lift up your lower back. Femurs are stable. And then exhale, lower your back to the floor. This is just getting you aligned for the exercises that are coming. Keep your chin tucked. Inhale, lift up your lower back. And then exhale, lower your back to the floor. Flatten your abdominals. Squeeze your rib cage down into the floor. Oh, yes. Inhale, lift up your back. Try to keep your ribs down. And then exhale, lower your rib cage. Good. Arms are beside your body. Inhale, stay here. Scoop. Keep your imprint. And then as you exhale, lower one foot all the way down to the floor. Inhale, stay there again. And then exhale, lower the other foot to the floor. All right, now we're doing an alternating leg lift, and the goal is to keep your back down imprinted without moving anything but your legs. So inhale, scoop. You should feel your abdominals just engaging. As you exhale, lift your right knee to tabletop. Good. Inhale, stay there. Chin is tucked. Ribs stay down. Squeeze harder. As you exhale, lift the other knee to tabletop and move nothing while you do that. Go slow enough that you feel your abdominals playing a little tug of war with your leg. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, lower the right leg down to the floor. Feel your abdominals. They want to lift up. Don't let them. Pull your back down to the floor. Good. Inhale, stay there. Knee at tabletop. And then exhale, lower the other foot to the floor. Now we'll switch legs as we start, but keep your imprint. So your back is down, your ribs are down, chin is tucked. Inhale, scoop. Nothing moves yet. Exhale, lift your left knee to tabletop. That's easy, right? Good. Inhale, imprint, scoop. As you exhale, lift the other knee to tabletop without moving anything. If you don't feel something, it's because you need to squeeze your abdominals harder. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, lower your left knee down to the floor. So nothing is moving. Your ribs are pulling down to the floor. Only the leg. Inhale, stay there. And then exhale, lower the other foot to the floor. And we'll do that literally one more time, guys. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, pick a knee. Lift your knee up to the ceiling. Good. Stay there, tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, lift the other knee to tabletop. Scooping, scooping, scooping. So once again, if you didn't feel something in your abs, you need to squeeze harder. I'm squeezing for all of you guys right now. Inhale. My abs are actually burning. Exhale, lower your left knee down to the floor. Keep your ribs, so your ribs are pulling down. You're lowering your left foot. Knee is still a tabletop. Inhale, hold. And then exhale, lower the other foot to the floor. Good. All right, so that was just moving your leg without moving anything else. And we'll go over all these in the library, by the way. So walk your feet together for a bridge, just to start here. Good. Just to make sure that your heels and your feet are in the same position. Good. All right, now open your heels up to sit bones distance. So it means just open your heels a little bit. Now open your feet so that your feet are parallel with your heels. Good? All right. So start by imprinting your spine, basically flattening your back. Good. Relax your glutes for a moment. As you exhale, you're bridging your hips up. So I want you to roll your hips up off the floor, one vertebrae at a time. So you're activating your glutes, opening your hip flexors. Create a straight line from your knees to your hips to your ribs. Now, guys, notice that I am talking a lot more, so take extra breaths when you need to. So inhale, stay right here. Find that straight line. Close your rib cage, so breathe into your back. And then exhale, roll down the opposite. Roll into your ribs, then your lower back, then your sacrum, and then your butt comes down to the floor and the glutes turn off. Inhale again at the bottom, keep your scoop. As you exhale, press into your heels, your big toes, your pinky toes, and roll your hips up one vertebrae at a time. Your feet are only sit bones distance. They are no wider than hip width. Good. Inhale, stay here, palms down, chin tucked. Reach your fingertips towards your heels, fingers together. Then exhale, roll down, rib cage first. So you're articulating your spine, rolling down bone by bone. The glutes touch the floor last. You're going to do it 3 more times. Now, if you didn't feel your glutes, change the position of your feet. Walk your feet a little closer to you. Walk your feet a little farther away. Inhale again at the bottom. Spread your toes out. Exhale, squeeze your butt. Press into your heels, your big toes. Roll yourself all the way up. Create a straight line. So you're lifting up high enough that you feel your glutes, but your rib cage stays close so you don't feel your lower back. Now inhale. Reach your fingertips towards your heels, palms down. Press your arms into the floor. Chin is tucked. Then exhale, roll down rib cage. You're keeping your glutes engaged. Lower back, sacrum, and then your glutes. 2 more times. Inhale, release your glutes at the bottom, but don't forget to scoop. Pelvic floor, navel. Now exhale, squeeze your butt. Roll your hips up one vertebrae at a time. So who can feel the difference between the glutes and the pelvic floor? I hope you can. Inhale, stay here. So you're engaging both right now, glutes and pelvic floor. Now roll down one vertebrae at a time. Rib cage, lower back, sacrum, then the glutes. Keep your scoop, relax the glutes. So engage your scoop, your pelvic floor, but try to relax your butt first. Then exhale, squeeze your butt. Roll your hips up one vertebrae at a time. That's it. So there's weight distributed throughout your foot. So your knees align with your hips. Inhale, you're lifting your pubic bone toward the ceiling. Then exhale, roll down one vertebrae. Keep your glutes engaged all the way down to the bottom. Yes, 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 yes. And then release your glutes at the bottom. Now let's work on the upper body a little bit. So take your arms to the ceiling. Your arms are shoulder width apart, palms face each other. Your thumbs are connected to your fingers. Your hands are almost cupped. Shoulder blades are down, chin is tucked. So a little bit of shoulder movement. So first, inhale, Protract your scapula. What does that mean? Lift your shoulder blades off the floor without moving your chin. So you're still looking through the bottom of your eyes at your knees. Shoulder blades came up. Now exhale, lower your shoulder blades to the floor. Inhale, lift your shoulder blades up while moving nothing else. Then exhale, lower your shoulder blades, and everything in between the shoulder blades is flush to the floor. It's very small. Inhale, protract. So you're rounding your chest and shoulders. Scoop. Then exhale, lower your shoulder blades to the floor. Are you relaxing your glutes? Are you still maintaining your scoop? Inhale, lift your shoulder blades. No head movement. Exhale, lower your shoulder blades. You're still scooping and your back is still down. One more time. Inhale, lift your shoulder blades. Your ribs are still down. And then exhale, lower your shoulder blades. Lower your arms to the floor. Adding on again. Still warming up, by the way. I know you're like, what? All right, relax your glutes. Now, arms are flat on the floor. Shoulder blades are on the floor as well. Rib cage is down and your back is down. So inhale, shrug your shoulders. So pull your shoulders towards your ears. Yep, keep your scoop. Then exhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears. Feel your lats and those muscles right on the outside of your back engaging. Chin is tucked. Inhale, slide your shoulders up to your ears. Keep your fingers together. Exhale, do the opposite of a shrug. Slide your fingers and your shoulders away from your ears. Chin stays tucked. Are you still scooped? Inhale, slide your shoulders up. Good, fingers together. Exhale, slide your shoulders away. Feel your underarms moving towards your hips. Chin stays tucked. 2 more times. Inhale, shrug. Keep your scoop. Exhale, as you shrug, feel your shoulders and ribs moving towards your hips more. 1 more time. Are you still scooped? Inhale, slide your shoulders up. And then exhale, slide your shoulders down. So at this point, your shoulders, your scapula should be very stable. We're putting this together, and I don't have a lot of room to move, and I know some of you guys don't as well, so we'll modify shoulder circles. So raise your arms to the ceiling. The goal now is to move nothing but your arms. That means your ribs are solid on the floor, super glued. Your shoulder blades, super glued. Reach your arms back over your head while moving nothing else. The arms are straight. Shoulder blades are down. That little space underneath your shoulder blades, that also stays on the floor. Rib cage down, scooping. Inhale, raise your arms to the ceiling. And then exhale, place your arms next to your body. That's going to be the movement. Here we go. Inhale, arms to the ceiling, scoop. Exhale, reach your arms back as far as you can go without moving your back, without moving your head. Inhale, raise your arms to the ceiling. And then exhale, place your palms down on the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up, palms facing each other. Exhale, reach back, palms face the ceiling. Chin is tucked, rib cage down, scoop deeper. Flatten your abdominals. Inhale, raise your arms back up. And then exhale, lower your arms. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up, palms facing each other. Exhale, reach back. Feel your arms, how they play a tug of war with your ribs. Your ribs are moving in opposition of your arms. Chin is tucked, scooping. Inhale, raise your arms to the ceiling, palms face each other, and then exhale, place your palms back down on the floor. All right. Who's warmer? Okay, good. So now we're moving on. 1 more exercise in the warm-ups, which will get you ready for everything else coming up. Feet stay down for abs curl. Tuck your chin first. So feel your chin moving towards your chest. The back of your neck is lengthening, although it won't touch the floor. You're imprinted, meaning all of your spine, with the exception of your neck, is on the floor. So the space in between your shoulders, your lumbar spine, your abs are engaged. As you inhale, tuck your chin again. Fingers reach toward the heels. Then as you exhale, sink into your sternum. Feel like someone's almost pushing their hand into your sternum. Then lift your head, look at your body. Then lift your shoulders. And then reach your arms out towards your ankles. Take a look. Abs are pulled in. The whole goal here is to lift your shoulder blades while keeping your abdominals engaged. So inhale, fingers together, flatten your abdominals, open your shoulders, open your chest more. Almost like you're pressing your fingers toward the floor. Take an extra breath when you need it. So inhale, stay here, scoop. Back is down, glutes are engaged. Then exhale, place your hands and your elbows and your shoulders and your head back on the floor. We'll do that again. Inhale. As you exhale, tuck your chin first, then lift your head, lift your shoulders, and your arms will follow. You're not reaching up, you're reaching almost down. Open, if your shoulders are here, open your chest, shoulder blades up. Inhale, scoop, so breathe where? Into your back, not your belly. That's it, keep your ribs closed. As you exhale, place your fingers, then your arms, then your shoulders, and your head back on the floor. So that's the order. Inhale, scoop. As you exhale, lift up head first, shoulders, and then arms. Flatten your abdominals, pull your belly down more. No rectus pufus. Pull your abs in more. Pull your rectus down. Inhale, stay here. Breathe into your back. Not your belly. Engage your pelvic floor more. Then exhale, lower your hands and your elbows and your head to the floor. So in the order, it's the opposite on the way down. One more time, inhale, fingers together. Exhale, tuck your chin, look at your body, reach your arms towards your ankles. If your neck bothers you, can you have a hand behind your head? Absolutely. As long as you're still staying scooped and your ribs are closed. Inhale, stay here, abs are flat. And then exhale, lower your fingers, your elbows, and your shoulders, and your head back down to the floor. All right, we're moving on to 100. So 100 can be done with the feet on the floor the whole time. But if you choose any of the progressions, you have to lift your feet to start. Good? Okay, so your choice. So if you want to add a progression, knees come to tabletop. And then from there, we'll add on. We'll see how this works for everybody because I'll give you lots of options. So inhale, stay here with your knees at tabletop. As you exhale, tuck your chin, lift your head, roll yourself up. So where are you reaching your arms? To the same place you did when you did abs curl a moment ago. Right next to your hips, toward where your ankles were. Now, scoop a little bit deeper, pull your abs in. For a little bit more intensity, you can always do 100 with your legs to the ceiling. Now, your shoulder blades are still up. Good. Abs are pulled in. Now, inhale, stay here. Head is still up. As you exhale, start to send your legs away from you, but you're only sending your legs so low that you can still imprint your back is still down on the floor, and you're scooped. If you lose that, if you come down that you have space between your back and the floor, or your belly starts to balloon, either one of those, your legs are too low. For me, this is as far as I'm going. Got it? Shoulder blades up, back down, scooped, looking at my body. And by the way, your bottom back rib remains on the floor. Now pull your knees in as you inhale, and then lower your hands and your shoulders and your head to the floor as you exhale. Good? You can drop your feet for a moment. So you have lots of positions you can go to. Lots. You have 3, right? You can actually have your feet on the floor. You can keep your knees bent to tabletop. You can send your legs straight to the ceiling, or you can send your legs farther away. But keep in mind that we will be doing 100 breaths. So we inhale through the nose for 5, and we exhale through the mouth for 5, and we coordinate our arm pulses with that. Got it? That's how fast it is. When we inhale, it's like inflating a balloon, and when we exhale, it's like deflating a balloon. You'll do it 10 times, and then you're done. Only the arms move. Head is stable. Good, and you can always drop your head if you need to at any point, but don't lose your scoop. All right, knees at tabletop. If you want to add progressions on, fingers together. Inhale, scoop, and I'll take a break and come over there and watch you guys in a few seconds. As you exhale, tuck your chin, roll your shoulders up, and send your legs out or up to where you want to work, or keep them in the same position. Fingers, toes long. Arms are by your body, hands are cupped. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, moving your arms 6 to 8 inches, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, flatten your abdominals, and exhale, squeeze your legs together tighter. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, look at your body. And again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, squeezing your legs together even more. Inhale through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. Make it audible only on this one. Inhale, look at your body. Arms are long, and exhale. Reach through your fingertips more. Inhale through your nose, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, breathing wide into the back. Keep your scoop, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time, in through the nose. Breathe deeper and wider, and exhale, scoop deeper. Now inhale, hold without pulsing. Hold. Can you lift your shoulders a ½ inch higher? Can you look at your body a little bit more? Anybody there? Stay there. Inhale, scoop, scoop, scoop. And exhale, bend your knees and lower yourself back to the floor. Now I think we only did 60. Could I come up and do the other 40? Yes. Are we going to? No. Who's like 60 was enough? Good. All right. Roll yourself up. Great place to warm up, right? He was like, well, that was our warm up. Who's ready to go home now? Right. So you guys now, you're facing sideways. Okay? You're facing sideways. And we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Moving on. Half roll back. All right. Exercise 2. Arms are coming out in front of you. Knees together. Feet together. So pretend your back, well, not pretend. Your back is as straight as the door. Got it? Straight up and down. Knees together, feet together. Sit up as tall as you can. Squeeze your legs together as you scoop. Inhale. As you exhale, sink back into a C curve. Your toes remain on the floor, so they're not going to look like this. You're only going back so far that you're able to keep your toes on the floor. So your abs are pulled in, you're looking straight ahead. Inhale, breathe into your back. So you're maintaining your scoop. Your shoulders are down. Nice long neck. As you exhale, maintain your C curve, so same spine, and then hinge at the hip, almost like you're nose diving into your knees. Feet are still down. Look at your belly. Pull your abs into your back. So come far enough forward. Now you inhale, and if you're far enough forward, you simply stack your spine back to your original position. Yep, that's it. Squeeze your knees. Exhale, sink back into C curve. Squeeze your legs together tighter, toes on the floor. Scoop. Inhale, breathe into your back. Look straight ahead. Exhale, flex at your hips or hinge at your hips. Pull your abs into your back. This is all isometric. I got it. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Scoop, 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 deeper. Shoulders down. Pretend there are weights on your arms. Exhale, sink back into your C curve. This is getting you ready for roll up. Good. Inhale, stay right here. Breathe into your back. Exhale, hinge at your hip, flexing at your spine. Keeping your spine flexed. Look at your navel. Get on top of your sit bones. Then inhale, sit up as tall as you can. We're doing this 2 more times. Exhale, sink back into your C curve. Toes stay down, knees stay down, or knees stay together. Inhale, breathe into your back. Feel your ribs expanding. Feel your scoop deepening. As you exhale, hinge at your hip. Get on top of your sit bones. That means you're nose diving into your legs. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can. And your last one, exhale, sink back into C curve. Pull your abs in a little bit deeper. Shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale. Now exhale, hinge at the hip. Get all the weight on your sit bones. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can. And exhale, lower your arms and extend your legs for roll up. All right, now roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. And this exercise is always done incorrectly, so we'll go through this. The first rep, at least the first rep, slowly. Okay? Now you want your rib cage down, your legs are straight. Because your legs are straight, most likely you'll have space between your back and the floor, but the space is neutral. So your ribs, find the back bottom rib, that should be pressed into the floor all the time. Got it? Inner thighs together, feet pointed. You should not be in your happy place right now. You should be squeezing everything together. Then we reach our arms back over our head. Now it's even worse. So then you really have to squeeze your ribs in opposition of your arms. All right, get ready, guys. Inhale, arms to the ceiling, shoulder width apart, scoop. Rib cage down, your lower back might be up. Your glutes are relaxed, by the way. As you exhale, lift your head, use your breath. As you exhale, curl into a ball. Do not sit up straight. As you come up, flex your feet. You're looking at your navel and you're only sitting on your sit bones. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Pull your toes towards your knees. Now inhale, start to roll down, not up. Do not sit up. Look down. Look at me if you have to, but don't sit up. Pull your abs in, reach out through your toes. Come down 1 vertebrae at a time. Try to get your ribs to touch the floor. As you exhale and your ribs are down, reach your arms back over your head. You're flush. You're flat here. Got it? All right. All about keeping your abs engaged. Legs together. Feet together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lift your head. Look at your body. Curl into a ball. Get your legs straighter. Try to press your knees down and flex your feet as you come forward. Look at your belly. So it's like there's a sling pulling your waist away from your toes. Now inhale, start to roll down. Take extra breaths. Point your feet. Reach through your toes. Try to get each vertebrae to touch the floor 1 at a time with your legs together. And then as your bottom back rib touches, exhale, reach your arms over your head. Who's like, oh my gosh. Squeeze your legs together tighter. Point your feet. Inhale, arms up. Chin is tucked. Scoop. Exhale, lift your head. Curl into a ball. Try not to use momentum. Use your breath. I know it's hard for me too. Flex your feet. Look at your navel. Your weight is on your sit bones, not in front of your sit bones. You're not looking at your feet. Now inhale, start to roll down. You're always looking down on this. Shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze your legs together tighter. 1 vertebrae at a time. Bottom back rib touches as you exhale. Pull your ribs down, scoop deeper. 1 more time, arms are straight. Inhale, arms up. Scoop. Exhale, lift your head, look at your body. Squeeze your legs together tighter, straighten your legs. Curl into a ball. Flex your feet. Pull your toes towards your knees. Reach out through your heels. Good. Inhale, start to roll down again. So come back, even on both sides. Each rib will touch the floor. As your bottom back rib touches, exhale, reach your arms back over your head. Lovely. All right, guys. So bring your knees into tabletop, and we'll move on to single leg stretch with a couple of variations, okay? Little modifications to make it a little bit easier on you. All right, so lace your fingers loosely. Place your head on top of your fingertips. You can see your elbows out of the corners of your eyes. Now, this is if you have any major, if your neck starts to bother you, you have this option, so we'll do a couple like this. So inhale first. As you exhale, peel your head and your shoulders off the floor. This is a modification, by the way. Good. Shoulder blades are up. You can see your elbows. They're not super wide. They're right here. Now, inhale, stay here and scoop. Keep your back down. As you exhale, send one leg out to where the ceiling meets the wall. I didn't say down here. Think of lifting your tailbone. Got it? right there. Your knees, your shins are about the same angle, so your knees coming towards your face. Now keep your shoulders up. Inhale, bring your knees together. Hold. Now exhale, send the other leg out to where the ceiling meets the wall and pull your knee towards your eye. Scoop deeper. Lift your tailbone up. Inhale, bring your knees together, and then lower your shoulders as you exhale. Now we'll start to add on. Take your arms beside your body, or you can have your hands back as a modification. Inhale, scoop. Knees at tabletop. As you exhale, roll your shoulders up. You'll feel this is easier now. You're engaging your abdominals, reaching for your fingertips. Same thing with your legs. Inhale first, knees together, feet pointed. Exhale, reach your leg out to where the ceiling meets the wall. One knee comes a little bit in towards your eye. Lift your tailbone. So it's not way down here, it's actually up here. Abs are flat. Inhale, knees back together. Arms are long, arms are by your body. Exhale, reach the other leg out. Pull your knee towards your eye. Scoop, lift your tailbone. Pull your abs in a little bit more. Inhale, knees together, hold. Open your chest. And then exhale, lower yourself down. Now I'm just adding on little progressions. Let's add on the legs to this. Who's like, uh-oh. Arms beside, add the arms to this, I should say, to your legs. Arms, or your hands are reaching outside your shins. So inhale first. As you exhale, peel your head, your shoulders off the floor, reach your arms down your shins. Good. Now adding on. Here it goes. Inhale, scoop. As you exhale, reach your right leg out to where the ceiling meets the wall. Your right hand comes across to your knee, and then you pull your knee in towards your chest. Good. You're scooping. Lift your tailbone. Not very low. Good. Ready? Now inhale, pull your right knee back in. Hands come to your shins. Hold. Send the other leg out. Left leg goes out. Your left hand comes across to the top of your right knee. Lift your tailbone. Scooping. Look at your body. Legs are parallel. Inhale, knees together. One more time. Right leg goes out. Scoop. Lift your tailbone. Right hand comes across. Just pull your knee in a little tiny bit. Inhale, knees together. Last one. Left leg goes out as you exhale. Pull your left knee with your left hand. Right arm is long. Inhale, knees together. Arms on the sides of your shins. Lift your shoulders. And then exhale, lower your shoulders back to the floor. Who's like, those are horrible? They are when you go slow. I know. Lace your fingers. Drop your feet to the floor for a moment. Give your hip flexors a break. Place your head on top of your fingertips for crisscross. So that last one, a single leg stretch. Pull your rib cage down. It's much harder when your hands are behind your head. Scoop. Knees together, feet together. Inhale. As you exhale, peel your head and your shoulders off the floor. Elbows are open. Now, feet pressed into the floor, rib cage pressed into the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, twist towards your computer. Twist your shoulders toward the computer. Now stay there. Feel your hips anchored to the floor. Reach back with your bottom elbow. Reach your top elbow to the ceiling and your opposite shoulder to the opposite knee. Inhale, shoulders come up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist the other direction. So reach back with your bottom elbow, up with your top elbow, shoulders coming across to the knee, hips are square. Inhale, up to center. I didn't say go back down. Scoop, and then exhale, lower your shoulders to the floor. Did anybody feel that? I know you're not going to, I can't hear anybody, but I know somebody out there felt that. All right, now, knees to tabletop. Let's add a progression onto it. Lace your fingers. Inhale. As you exhale, roll your shoulders up. No legs just yet, so no bicycle yet. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, twist your shoulders again toward your computer. Can you feel both hips anchored to the floor, legs together? Good. Inhale, come up to center. Other direction. Exhale, open your chest the other way. Keep your hips anchored to the floor. Inhale up to center, and then lower your shoulders. Now we're going to add a little leg to this, but I want you to wait for me because I'm going to give you cues on this. Inhale first. Rib cage down, scoop. Exhale, lift your shoulders. Now inhale, stay here. Knees together. Exhale, rotate toward your computer. Now the opposite of your rotation, send that leg out to where the ceiling meets the wall. Scoop. Yeah, so you're rotating your shoulder toward your knee. Inhale, everything comes back to center. Ready? Stay there. Now exhale, only the upper body. Twist. Only the upper body. Twist away. Only the upper body. Good. Inhale, stay there. Now the opposite leg, reach that leg out. That's it. Hips are square. Inhale, everything comes to center. Now exhale, ready? Twist toward the camera, reach the opposite leg away, scooping, lift your tailbone. Inhale up to center, rotate again, open your shoulders, reach your shoulder towards your knee. Your legs are parallel. Inhale, shoulders to center, and then lower your shoulders as you exhale. Who felt that? You're like, nobody. All right, give your abs a break for a few minutes. They're still going to work, but not quite that hard. All right, so your feet are on the floor for bridge, for a shoulder bridge. Now, you can always come back, modify your shoulder bridge to what we did in the warm-up, which was hip rolls. So we're starting with the heels together and the feet together just as a reference. Good. Knees are bent. Now open your heels, same thing to sit bones distance, and open your feet so they align with your hips. That's just my little trick to get people's feet in the right position. All right, so your feet are sit bones, no wider than hip. Definitely the wider you go on this, the harder it is. All right, so inhale first. Exhale, peel your hips off the floor. You guys already did this. It should open your hip flexors up. Now, once again, your knees, and you probably can't see yourself in a mirror, but if you can see yourself in your camera, your knees should be right over your ankles. Got it? Not in front of your ankles and not behind your ankles, right over your ankles. Good. Now, inhale, fire your glutes. Take an extra breath. Then exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. All right, now we're going to add on again. Inhale again. Exhale, peel your hips off the floor. Good. Now, without moving your hips, as you inhale, press down into your right foot. Pull your left knee to your chest and reach your left leg to the ceiling. So you feel the right glute engaging, the hips are square, leg is parallel. Bend your left knee, and as you exhale, place your left foot back on the floor, but keep lifting your hips higher so your butt does not drop. So nobody's butt was down here, then came back up. Exactly. Inhale, stay, chin is tucked, and then exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. So we're going to try that on the other side. Get ready, inhale. Exhale, first peel your hips off the floor. Good. Inhale, press into your left foot and reach your right leg to the ceiling. This is the hard part. As you exhale, bend your right knee, and as you start to lower your right foot, lift your butt higher. You want to feel your hips staying at the same level. Good. They stayed there. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. That was a little prep. Reset your feet when you need to. Just make sure they're not starting to get a little off-centered. Get ready. Here we go again. Your feet are sit bones distance. Adding on. Inhale. Exhale. Peel your hips off the floor. When you get to the top, press into your right leg as you inhale. Pull your left knee and your left foot up to the ceiling. You feel your right glute. Now here goes the good part. As you exhale, keep your left leg straight. Flex your foot. Lower your left leg. Almost level with the right leg. Lift your butt higher as you do that. Now inhale, lift and point. Flex and lower your heel as you lift your butt higher. And then inhale, lift and point. One more time. You're straightening your leg, reaching out through the heel, but you're lifting your butt higher. Inhale, lift and point. Now bend your knee. And as you start to place your foot on the floor, lift your butt higher as you exhale. Higher, higher, higher. So you're keeping everything level. Good. Inhale, stay there, and then exhale, roll down slowly one vertebrae at a time. You should feel the glute of the stable foot or the stable side. Get ready. Inhale again. Exhale, roll your hips up. The goal is to keep your hips at the same height without shifting. Press into your left leg and pull your right knee to your chest and then right foot to the ceiling as you inhale. Now exhale, flex and lower, lift your butt higher. Inhale, lift and point. It should feel like you're lifting your butt higher even though you're not. Exhale, lower your right foot, lift your butt. Inhale, lift. Exhale, flex and lower your foot, lower your leg. Inhale, lift your foot to the ceiling point. Now bend your right knee. Place your foot back on the floor as you exhale. Your butt's lifting. Keep it there. Good. Inhale. And then exhale, roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Now we'll do it one more time, but just a little bit faster. Only 3. So inhale, lift. Or inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift and roll your hips up. So you have that straight line from your knees to your hips to your ribs. Good. Inhale, press into your right leg. Left leg goes to the ceiling. Feel your right glute. Now exhale, flex and lower. Lift your butt higher. Inhale, lift and point your left. Exhale, flex and lower. Lift your butt higher. Inhale, lift and point. Exhale, flex and lower. Lift. Inhale, lift and point. Now bend your left knee and lower your foot to the floor as you exhale. All the way to the other leg. Ready? Inhale, lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Here we go. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, lift and point. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, lift and point. Lift your butt. Exhale and inhale. Find your glute. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot on the floor as you exhale. Reset your pelvis if you need to. Inhale, hold. Chin is tucked. And then exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Roll over. Yay. All right, guys. So let's roll over. We're about halfway. Probably more than we're more than halfway. Let's put it that way. So you guys are on your belly now. You'll definitely want something soft under your pubic bone. For the remainder of this, you'll definitely need something soft under your spine. All right. So let's start with the legs closer together for breaststroke. And I'm gonna vary this a little bit just because I'm gonna hit my wall. So you're starting here with your hands next to your body, feet on the floor. Look at the floor. Legs are straight. So what I want you to think of doing is pressing your feet to the floor and almost lifting your kneecaps. Yes, but your feet stay down. Your abs are still pulled up and scooped, so there's a little glute engagement. You're looking at the floor, really important to do that. So first, lift your hands off the floor, open your chest, there's your inhale. Lift your chest just a little tiny bit, but keep your feet down. Abs are still pressed up, and then your pelvis is pressed down. As you exhale, extend your arms out in front of you. Shoulders are still away from the ears, palms down. Take an extra breath if you need to. Now inhale, bend your elbows and lift your chest. That's all you're doing, like a little imaginary lat pull down. Exhale, lower your chest to the floor. And then inhale, with your arms just hovering along the floor, pull your elbows into your body. Scoop, looking in front of your mat on the floor. Exhale, lower, your feet stay down the whole time. Scoop. Inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades into your ribs. We want to feel this right around the middle of the back. Scooping. Exhale, lower, look at the floor. Inhale, lift, continue looking at the floor. Pull your abs up more. Shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades into your ribs. Exhale, lower, continue looking at the floor. Inhale, lift the back of your head. So you're almost just pulling your face away from the floor. Feet down. 2 more times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Feel your middle back. 1 last time. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And then place your hands back on the floor as you exhale. Now, open your feet about mat width apart. Yep, not super wide. Probably less is more. Bring your hands in front of you so you're stacking your palms. Then bring your heels together. So this is called heel squeeze prone. The last one was called breaststroke. This is called heel squeeze. So not super wide. So if you looked where your feet are only mat width, they were slightly churned. You're slightly churned out your legs, and then bring the heels together. Then, this is the good part. Press your pubic bone into the floor. You have to. This is all about the glutes. You want to feel your glutes, your hamstrings. Glutes first, hamstrings second, lower back third. Flex your feet. So pull your toes towards your knees. So not this, but this. Good. Then stack your palms, and then stack your forehead on top of your palms. Chest is down. So here we go. Scoop. So reset. Press your pubic bone down. Pull your navel up. Rib cage down. We start with first an inhale, and then as you exhale, simply squeeze your heels together. If you don't feel your glutes, squeeze harder. Press your pubic bone down harder. Good. Now release half that pressure. Your legs are still on the floor. Exhale, squeeze your heels, and at the same time, press your pubic bone down and draw your navel up. Spread your toes out. Inhale, release half the pressure, but keep your heels in contact. Exhale, squeeze your heels so hard that you feel your knees starting to get lighter on the floor. Anybody? Press your pubic bone down. Yes. Now inhale, come down, or release only half of that engagement. Exhale, squeeze your heels and actively start to lift your knees off the floor. But at the same time, you're pressing your pubic bone down harder and lifting your navel up more. Then inhale, release half of that. So don't go down all the way now, if possible. Exhale, squeeze your heels, pubic bone down, chest is down, neck is relaxed. Inhale, down halfway. Exhale, lift up, pull your abs up. It's very small. It's all about the glutes, less about the lower back. Inhale, down halfway. 3 more times. Exhale. Almost like you're making an imprint of your foot on the ceiling. Squeeze both heels together. Inhale, down halfway. 2 more times. Exhale, pull up through your abs. Spread your toes out. Inhale, down halfway. 1 more time. Exhale, press up, scoop. Chest is still down, by the way. Good. Inhale, down all the way. And then extend your legs to the side again. Beautiful. And bring yourself all the way up. Walk your knees underneath you. And then sit back in a shell stretch. So you're here, your head is down, your arms move beside your body. So it's not child's pose, even though I have a picture of it in the book. This is shell stretch. So you're pressing your sit bones towards your heels. You're reaching your fingers past your toes. You're stretching your back actively by pulling your abdominals away from your legs. And then you're almost resting on the top of your head as you look at your knees. Your breathing is not into the belly. In fact, your belly should be obstructed. Your breathing is into your back. Your back is opening wider every time you breathe. And you're keeping your abdominals engaged. Now you can feel how your back turns on, how your back moves when you breathe. Good. And try that about 10 more seconds. And then you're all going to roll back over. All right. So roll over. Take a seat. Come on back. All right. So this is one of the harder ones to feel. Easy to do, but super hard to, right. It's hard to feel because it's all isometric. So right now, you're seated on top of your sit bones. Your feet are mat width apart. Good. This is called spine stretch forward. Fingers are on the floor. Now, if you have a ball, it actually works very well, and I'll show it to you later. Think about sitting as tall as you can. Good. So inhale first. As you exhale, I'm going to grab one thing. As you exhale, flex your spine from your head down to your rib cage. Now your weight is still staying over your sit bone. So you take a look at my water bottle here. My back, my butt is still pressed against my water bottle. Scoop. Now inhale. Straighten yourself up as straight as the water bottle. Good. Exhale, flexing from your head to your shoulders into your back. Pull your abs into your back. This is one of those you have to really squeeze to feel. Pull your toes towards your knees. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can. 2 more times. Exhale, head, shoulders, middle back. Pull your abs towards your spine. Scoop. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can. And 1 more time. Exhale, flex, head, shoulders, middle back. Pull your abs into your back a little bit more. Shoulders away from the ears. And then inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Now let's add on to that. So this next one is called neck pull, and I'm going to have you start at the end of the movement. So I'm moving forward just so I can roll on the mat versus the wood floor. So you're starting here with your fingers in front of your head in what we call a double salute. Good. Scooping, sit up as tall, ribs closed. Now inhale first. So think of that inhale, which is going to help you to sit up taller. Scoop. Now exhale, sink into your abdominals and roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. And your feet stay the mat width apart. Got it? With your feet flexed now the whole time. All right, here we go. Inhale. Rib cage down, lift your head. Look at your body, shoulders up. Now as you exhale, curl into a ball, just like you did way earlier. Get ready. Here we go. Exhale. Yep. You want to try not to butterfly your arms like I just did. Good. Now you're right on top of your sit bones, just like you were for that spine stretch. Now inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Shoulders down. Got it? So you're back to your beginning, right? Then exhale, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Pull your abs in to your spine, coming down, elbows are still open. So use your breath. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift your head, look at your body. Scoop, your back is most likely down if your feet are wider. Then exhale, use your breath. Shh, the breath will help you get up, curl into a ball. You're sitting on top of your sit bones. Now inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Good, and then exhale, sink down 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming down slower, slower, slower. That's where you get stronger. Here we go 2 more times. Inhale, lift your head, look at your body. Pull your abs in, you're still scooped, your ribs are closed. Exhale, use your breath. Shh, come all the way up, curl into a ball. Don't sit up straight, look at your body first. Now inhale, sit up straight. Yep, shoulders down. And then exhale, sink down, sink down, sink down, sink down. 1 vertebrae at a time. And your last one, here it goes. Ribs are down. Here we go. Inhale, lift your head. Lift your shoulder blades. Feet are still flexed. Scoop. Exhale, curl into a ball. So curl all the way up, rounding forward over your body. Look at your navel. Now inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Shoulders down, elbows open. Then exhale, sink down evenly, both sit bones. I know that's hard too. Roll down, roll down, roll down all the way. All right, we're moving into teaser. So teaser, there's a little bit more balance required and a little bit of rolling, okay? So now, your knees, I'm going to start with a modified position. Your knees at tabletop. This helps everybody get up, okay? Arms are over your head, and we're going to change the breathing pattern from the original to something that's a little bit easier in the beginning, all right? Rib cage down. Notice my arms are not on the floor. Got it? If I could keep my ribs down, because I had the flexibility, then I would take my arms to the floor, but I don't, so I'm not. I don't want to lose my scoop. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, lift your head. Curl into a ball. You're like, oops, who's there? Anybody? So curl into a ball and sit up. I'm on the end of the mat. Sit up as tall as you can first. Feet are up. Good. I was on the end there, so I couldn't get past that. Inhale, arms up, shoulders down. So your arms are near your ears, but your ribs are closed. Then exhale, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. That's it. Arms come back. Let's do that again. Rib cage closed. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lift your head. Curl into a ball. Sit up as tall as you can. When you get to the top, inhale, raise your arms up, shoulders down, knees together, scoop. Exhale, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time and reach your arms back. Good. Now let's add on a little variation because you guys are, I'm sure you got that already. So start with your legs straight. Legs together. Legs are long. Arms reach back over your head. Here we go. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. As you exhale, lift your head first, then reach one leg out. Push the other leg into the floor. Then curl all the way up, sit up as tall as you can. Inhale, raise your arms up. Inner thighs connected, scoop. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Legs are nice and long. Close your legs first, then lower your head and your arms. Here we go again. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, lift your head first. Look at your body. Extend the other leg. Push the other leg into the floor. Then curl into a ball, but sit up straight. Inhale, raise your arms to the ceiling. Who's still with me? Good. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Leg is nice and long. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Push your other leg down. Now lower your legs first and then reach your arms back. Now you have those two options so far, okay? Next one's a little bit tougher, and that's both legs are coming up together. So I'm going to give you the best order to do this in. Get ready. Inhale, arms up first. As you exhale, lift your head. Flatten your back. Then, if you want, lift one or both legs. So you're in a little bit of a C curve here. Abs are flat. When you're ready, sit all the way up. Who's like, what? I know. Can you bend your knees when you get there? Of course. Whose legs are nice and long? Now, if you're like this rounded, could you do me a favor? Could you bend your knees? So, yes. So you bend your knees if you need to, but you want your spine straight before your legs are straight. Got it? So if you look like this with your legs straight, what can you do there? Bend your knees to get your spine straight. Now inhale, raise your arms up, shoulders down, and then exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. And if your legs were long, lower your legs down to the floor before you lower your head. Got it? Who wants to try that again? He's like, uh-oh, here we go. Inhale, arms up. Lift your head as you exhale. Get your back down, then lift your legs. It'll be simultaneous. Then roll yourself all the way up. Now you can always bend your knees. Inhale, raise your arms to the ceiling, shoulders down. Who's like, oh my God, these are horrible. Scoop, shoulders down. Then exhale, come down one vertebrae at a time. Start to lower your legs, lower your legs, lower your legs first, scoop, then your head and your arms. Now I went through it slowly, but that's the order. All right, let's change the breathing. Who's like, oh no, here we go. So it's one big breath all the way up with the arms. Are you ready? So inhale, arms, head, legs, sit, sit, sit until your arms are up to the ceiling. It was like, oh my gosh, that was hard. And then exhale down, roll down through your spine, then the legs as you're exhaling, then your head and your arms. Legs are straight. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, arms up, lift your head, get your back down, then your legs, sit all the way up, reach your arms to the ceiling, shoulders down. Then exhale, roll down, roll down, roll down, roll down. Try to get your legs down and straight. Then reach your arms back over your head. Who's like, oh my gosh, those were really hard. All right, let's do one more movement. One more, okay? I'm going to change the angle just slightly so you guys can see me better. Push-ups. So you're going to stand all the way up, by the way, for push-ups. And you can see my feet. Okay, and I'll give you a modification for push-ups, okay? So we know it's an upper body strength exercise, but it's really a flexibility exercise as well, okay? So start here, shoulders, hips, ankles all stacked. Nice inhale, chin is tucked, arms are by your body, legs are parallel. Exhale, tuck your chin, roll down like you're almost pushing down into some pressure under your hands. Then look at your knees. Good. All right, so you're pulled up through your abdominals. Take an extra breath. We're inhaling, walking out 4 steps. Do not lift your head until you are all the way out into plank. Now your hands, you can go narrow or wider. I like them a little bit wider than my shoulders. Good. Option, drop your knees as you exhale for less challenge in your push-up. Good. All right. If you didn't drop your knees, it better be perfect. Ready? Here we go. Lower your chest down and inhale for 3. Inhale, lower 2. Inhale, lower 1. Exhale, press up. Are you scooped? Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lower 1. Inhale, lower 2. Inhale, lower 3. Shh. Exhale, press up. One more time. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 1. Exhale, press up. If your knees were down, just lift them back up. They have to come back up. Legs are together. Now, inhale, start to walk your hands in and back and gradually start to look at your feet. So your head and your neck are following the rest of your spine. Press your weight into your heels, your big toes, then exhale, roll yourself all the way up 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's do that again. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, tuck your chin. Roll down. Feel that sling pulling your waist up as you push your arms down toward the floor. You're looking at your knees. Now inhale. Walk your hands out. Start to lift your head gradually as they follow your arms. As you exhale, lower your knees to the floor for less challenge. If not, stay where you are. Here we go. Inhale, lower your chest. Inhale, lower for 2, and then 1 more. Exhale, press up. Eyes are lifted, scooping, inner thighs connected. Inhale, lower 1. Inhale, lower 2. Inhale, lower 3. Exhale, press up. 1 more time. Inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3. Shh, exhale, press up. If your knees are down, lift them back up. Now inhale, start to walk your hands back into your body. Look at your feet. Look at your knees. When you finally get weight on your heels, exhale, roll yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time. 1 more time. Here we go. Inhale. Arms by your body. Exhale. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. That's it. Look at your knees. Feet are together or very close to it. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Walk out for 4, for 3, for 2. Then your head comes up. Good. Exhale. Lower your knees for less challenge. You're still maintaining your scoop. Shoulders away from the ears. Here we go. Inhale, lower 1. Inhale, lower 2. Inhale, lower 3. Exhale. Think of spreading the floor with your arms. Let's do it again. Inhale, lower 1. Inhale, lower 2. Inhale, lower 3. Corkscrewing your arms as you come up. 1 more time. Inhale, lower 1. Lower 2. Lower 3. Exhale, press up. If your knees are down, lift them back up. Now, inhale, walk your hands together and back. Start to look at your feet. Then look at your knees. So your eyes are always following your spine. And then exhale, roll yourself all the way up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Arms are beside your body. And you guys are done. So, done. Perfect. That was like an hour. It was probably about 45 minutes with that little introduction. So what I want to mention about that just quickly is that you could do some stretches at the end, like a little cool down to stretch. You don't have to. Did you all hear that? You don't have to. In classical Pilates, there is no formal stretch at the end. Now, knowing how important it is for us to reconnect and kind of bring the class to an end, because does it feel like it needs an ending? Anybody? Who's like, that was a little abrupt for an ending? Right, and I love to reconnect with my members. Do I have them sit back on the floor? Sit back on the floor and do just some basic stretches that maybe are not from Pilates. Maybe they are from Pilates. Yeah, and of course I do. No, we know we're doing stretching and strengthening throughout the workout. So do we have to do a formal stretch? No. Do I suggest or recommend doing a formal stretch at the end just to reconnect with your members? Absolutely. Okay, but it's your choice. Okay, but for the sake of time, we've gotten rid of it right now. So I'm going to give you guys another 5 minutes, 3 minutes to go change your clothes, go to the bathroom. Somebody's like, I got to go to the bathroom again. Save your questions. I'm going to come back and talk a little bit about the class, and then we're going to get into lectures. Good? Or lecture. How you all feeling? Good? Did everybody get the scoop by the time it was done, by the end of the class? A little bit, I know. Well, the scoop is it's all this. Right. The imprint is all this. And we'll talk more about that. And that's the most confusing part of all the concepts. All right, I'm back in just a few moments, you guys.